morning students. So in the last class, we discussed about the flower. So mainly in the last class, we seen the parts of the flower. So that is the pedicel, which is the stalk of the flower, and thalamus, which is the swollen base part of the flower, and after that the floral parts, that is calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium. So in this, calyx, corolla are the accessory organs and androecium, gynoecium are the reproductive organs. So far that we are completed. And so in this, the androecium, which are represent the male reproductive structure, and the gynoecium, which is representing the female reproductive structure. Okay, and today, we see that what is bisexual flower and what is unisexual flower. So if a flower, having both androecium and gynoecium, both androecium and gynoecium, so these flowers can be called as the bisexual flower. So in a flower, if both the male and female parts, that is the androecium and gynoecium, if both are present, that can be called as the bisexual flower. And unisexual means, uni means single. So in this, either androecium or gynoecium. Either androecium or gynoecium is present. So this type of flowers are called as the unisexual flowers. If both androecium and gynoecium are present, that can be called as the bisexual, or if any one, either androecium or gynoecium is present, that can be called as the unisexual flower. So here I am drawing the diagram of the bisexual flower. In this, both male and female, both parts are present. That's why that is the bisexual flower. And if we see the symmetry, symmetry of the flower. Symmetry of flower, mainly three types. The first one is the actinomorphic. Actinomorphic flower. So if we look at the top view, when we look at flower from the top view, generally the structure is normally seems to be like this from the top. Or we can draw the diagram like this. So when we look at from the top angle, the structure is normally seems to be like this. So actinomorphic means if a flower can be cutted into two equal parts from any one plane. So here, this is a flower top view. This can be cut into two equal parts from this plane, and this can be also cut into two equal parts from this line, and from this line, and from this line. Okay, if a flower can be cut into two equal parts from any plane, that can be called as the actinomorphic flower. If a flower cut into two equal parts from any plane, that can be called as the actinomorphic flower. The flower can be cut into two equal parts from any plane, that can be called as the actinomorphic. And the examples are mustard. Mainly you have to remember the examples. Mustard, datura and chilli. Mustard, datura and chilli. This is very, very important. Most of the exams, they are asking about the actinomorphic and its examples. The examples are mustard, datura and chilli. In these flowers, the flower can be cut into two equal parts from any plane. That can be called as the actinomorphic flower. Okay. And the next one is the zygomorphic. The second one is the zygomorphic flower. Zygomorphic flower. The zygomorphic flower is normally looks to be like this. So the flower that is normally seems to be like this. So in this zygomorphic flower, the flower can be cut into two equal parts. The flower can be cut into two equal parts. So only in one plane. So in one plane. So only in one plane. So only from this direction only this can be cut into two equal parts. From this direction only that can be cut into two equal parts. If we cut from this angle, then there is no equal parts. Okay. So the flower, if the flower is going to be cut into two equal parts from only one plane. So from only one plane, that can be called as the zygomorphic flower. Okay. If a flower can be cut into from any plane into two equal halves, that is the actinomorphic. From only one plane, if it is two equal parts, that is the zygomorphic flower. And the examples for the zygomorphic are, so that is the pea plants, gulmohar, and beans and cassia. So beans and cassia. So all these examples are very, very important, and you have to remember all these examples. For the zygomorphic, pea, gulmohar, beans and cassia, all these are examples. And the last one is the asymmetric. So the third type, that is the asymmetric flower. So asymmetric flower. So in this, the flower cannot cut into two equal halves. So two equal halves. So these type of flowers are called as the asymmetric. So symmetric, that is the first one, that is the actinomorphic, and here asymmetric. So here the flower cannot be cut into two equal parts, and the example is canna. So canna indica, that is the example for the asymmetric flower. Okay. So mainly actinomorphic, zygomorphic and asymmetric. So these are the three types of symmetry. So generally we see in the flower. And one more thing, the largest flower. So the largest flower is Rafflesia. So Rafflesia, that is the largest flower, and Rafflesia generally complete root parasite. Rafflesia is a complete root parasite. Rafflesia is a complete root parasite. What is the example for complete root parasite? That is the Rafflesia. Or the question may be asked, which is the largest flower? That is the Rafflesia. Okay. And the smallest flower. So the smallest flower is Wolffia. So Wolffia, that is the smallest flower, and so this is a free floating hydrophyte. So free floating, so hydrophyte. So free floating hydrophyte, that is the Wolffia. Okay. So in this today's video, so mainly we are learning some of the characters of the flower. So that is the bisexual, unisexual and the symmetry, that is the actinomorphic, zygomorphic and asymmetric, and also which is the largest flower and which is the smallest flower. Okay. Thank you.